Hey folks, right, so, would have started a bit earlier, but, I was sorting myself lunch, and then I got sidetracked, but, yeah, we're gonna basically carry on where we left off today, and I'm gonna try, and finish all of the creatures today. Definitely gonna be doing the Plant Titan. I have a few ideas on what I'm doing with that, but I'll work it out. Yeah, it's going fairly okay. Mostly mostly excited just to sort of finish up Flower and get on to I can sort of hand over the stat blocks to Joe while I write. While I write the flavor text, which will hopefully only take me a couple of weeks. But realistically, if I push myself, I can do it much faster than that. Yeah, so we're gonna press on from here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do come next stream, because I should hopefully be able to stream again on Friday, because I don't have anything going on Friday as of right now. But I don't know what exactly I'm gonna work on. But we'll work that out when we get there. But yeah, I am. I did the Kelpies by myself. I did them one evening. I'm actually really happy with how they came out. I think they look really great. Hang on. And I see why I put them off for so long, so it took me like an hour. Because they look like this. So the main thing is this. The Kelpie polymorphs into a small or medium humanoid form that appears however it chooses, or into a large horse, or back into its true form, which is a tangle of seaweed. Its statistics, other than its size and speed, are the same in each form. It reverts to its true form if it dies. So it has the Drowning Hypnosis, which I sort of toned down a little bit. Has this Tangle attack, and it has a Hooves attack. In horse form, it can walk on water. It has Troll regeneration that can only be stopped by lightning or silvered weapons. I put in lightning because I thought, like, seems cool that this thing is like specifically weak to silver and lightning. That just seems cool. There's no like silver is a thing in the mythos, but lightning is not. I made that up. But yeah, it has false appearance. Has different speeds. Yeah, I'm very happy with this thing. I think it's cool. Yeah, the thing I'm going to do today, I think I know what I want to call it, but I haven't quite decided yet. I may change the name, but I think I'm going to call it a Gaia Titan. Or maybe just a Gaia. I mean, a Gaia means Earth, right? That's like the direct translation. Is a Zaratan considered Titan? It is, isn't it? No, it isn't. That's kind of weird, but I didn't know Shambling Mounts were made of lightning. That makes sense, given as to why they're resistant or immune or something. Yeah, I guess they're very different. They're more sort of like traditional folklore Kelpies, just reflavored as plants rather than like mythical fairy creatures. And instead of their true form being, the woman or the horse, they're a tangle of seaweed that turns into a woman and a horse, or a person and a horse, I guess. In the myth, it's specifically a woman because, misogyny, I guess. Like, that's probably realistically the reason. But I was going to look at. Yeah, so I like the thing they do where they make it a plant. It's just that they remove all the things about Kelpies that make them iconic, aside from the bit where they drown you, and they just made them a tankless seaweed. It's like, that isn't interesting. Taking an actual kelpie and recontextualizing it as a plant is interesting. I've sort of like undone a change that they made and made a more interesting creature in the process. So, you know, win-win. Yeah, we'll go with Gaia Titan for now. Gaia Titan, Gargantuan Plant, Titan. You know what? Yeah, I specifically made it so they can speak Sylvan too. So they are plants from the Feywild, rather than just being Fey. I think this is not going to be the Gaia Titan. I think there's a beholder kin here, right? Like there's a plant beholder, like, living in this monster, and we will make that today too. It is fucking massive though, so I guess there's that. But we'll work that out. I mean, it can also be fucking massive, maybe, but yeah, basically. Beholder with eczema breaks out real bad in like the springtime. Gaia Titan. So there's a gargantuan plant. Let me look at the other Titans and get sort of a feel, because there's the Kraken, there's the Empyrean, and I believe the Astral Dreadnought. That's it. I was literally doing this because it's got big pincers, and I was like, I couldn't remember what the fuck it was called. Titan. Here we go. There's the Tarrasque. Oh, the Tarrasque, the Kraken, the Empyrean, the Atropal, and the Astral Dreadnought. They're all 21, 13, 23, 23, 30, 26. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Let's make this thing CR25, because the tutelary Titan in Golem, or Gollum, like however you want to pronounce it, doesn't really matter, is the same. And it's also a Titan. I feel like it's a thing, like all of these books that I do need to contain at least one Titan, you know? Because Titan creatures are cool. Like, all of them are interesting. I say that. Like, I find Empyreans actually quite boring. Because they don't even have multi-attack. Like, what's even the point? Empyreans are conceptually interesting, even if their stat block is bland and shit. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, they all have crazy AC. The Gaia Titan is true, or no, is the Gaia Titan is neutral. There's multiple of them, so it's typically neutral. Speed, it's very big, so it should feasibly be quite fast. The Kraken, or the Tarrasque, has a 40-foot speed. That seems fair. We'll go with that. The Tarrasque has a 25 AC, that's probably a bit high. The Kraken has an 18 AC, that's kind of low. The Empyrean has a 22. Oh, we're gonna, that's just right. I'm going to do that. So condition immunities, exhaustion, charmed, frightened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Charmed and frightened makes sense. Probably keep paralyzed. Senses. I think the main thing with 5e hags is the stat blocks on their own leave a lot to be desired, but the implication of hags, and while the books, Volos does an okay job of it, but the other books do a pretty poor job of it, of saying hags, you should never just be fighting a hag, right? You should be fighting a hag and like all the weird magic they have in their house. And like the 19 different little minions they have that try and kill you. While the hag themselves is more of a nuisance. But I would agree the stat blocks on their own leave a lot to be desired. I feel like the Anis hag and the Ver hag are much better, but that's because they're not from the PHP, and as it turns out, or they're not from the monster manuals. As it turns out, a lot of the monster manual monsters, i.e. most of the monsters in the game, are kind of shit. Like, there's a lot of them that are just really bland and uninteresting, and like the new post-Murdyverse sort of monster design tech is huge. So much better in, as far as I'm concerned, every way that really matters to how it is in base. It's so much better. I think most designers seem to agree. I think a lot of people have come around on it. Understands Druidic and Sylvan. Can't speak. You know what? No, fuck it. Druidic, Sylvan. Now I'm thinking these things are huge and very strong. I'm thinking like at least 27, like +8 strength. Yeah, makes sense. 10 dexterity. I'm thinking, yeah, 30 constitution. This thing's crazy in the con department. Intelligence. I'm thinking this thing isn't very smart. Like actively, it's like it's not stupid, but it's not smart. Like sounds like an 8 intelligence, but it's very wise and has at least like a passable charisma. Unlike the Tarrasque, it has proficiency in the saving throws, so its only bad stat is Dex, but most Dex save abilities are just against damage, really. It's not, it's just kind of how that is. Skills. Perception. Nature. I mean, they just have expertise in that. That's +15. And same goes for survival. +19 to survive. Let me roll my d20. +19, that's 34. Roll again. Oh, cool. Natural 20. That's 39. There's a 39 on my survival check. Do I track them, DM? Yes? Cool. Okay. Honestly, of course, they should have. They should be probably immune to non-magical attacks. But I don't think any other immunities would make any sense. Because the only thing that really stands out to me is maybe poison, but like... Yeah, I can see that. I like the flavor of hags. I've never really used them though. Like, I don't know. There's just something about them that I just don't really use them. I'm trying to think of a time where I actually have used a hag in any capacity, but I genuinely don't think I have. Nothing comes to mind, at least, of, like, you know, me having used one. Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I've run, like, adventures and stuff that have hags in them. I definitely see. I mean, I'm gonna widen this stat block now because I know I'm gonna need to later. So let's just do it now. Now I'm thinking this thing on the surface is a big punch you kind of guy, but it's got other abilities as well. Like its core thing is it just punches you and does like a fuck ton of damage. But it should definitely have like other things going on for it too. I guess visually, what's the design of this thing as well? My thought is kind of like a mega ultra. Like I'm thinking like I feel like there's a magic card that I might be thinking of. No, Crater Hoof is just a big guy. Oh. Let me just make sure people get to see this version of Crater Hoof Behemoth. Illustrated by Kira, age 5.5. I think it's no, it's the green hag and the sea hag that do it. I'm not sure. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, at least 3 of them do it. And then there's Lars Grant West, age 52. This thing's terrifying. Right, let me think. Let's look at avatars. Like, these things are cool. I like these. Yeah, I don't know about... I didn't know if the or Knight did, but I knew C, Green, and Anis did. I feel like it makes sense that they do it, but yeah. I'm currently just looking at, like, inspiration of, like... I like, Soul of Zendikar as, like... I'm thinking, like, a big, like, inhuman, like, because... Maybe I could... Maybe not tie it down to... Maybe they look whatever. Like, they look however. You know, you can flavor how they look however you want, because maybe some Gaia Titans will look like this thing, and some Gaia Titans will look like this thing. Would Incarnation be a good source of inspiration? I'm not sure. Yeah, that was why I was initially thinking like there was only a few incarnations anyway. It's just these 2 would be the ones. Because if I remember correctly, Gaia's just a lady. I think she's just depicted as just a woman, if I remember correctly. I don't think she's ever depicted in any monstrous capacity. She's just a lady. Yeah, all the art I'm seeing, she's just a lady. Back. I went to an Italian restaurant yesterday, and they had those kind of seats, those booth seats, but they sit at like this angle, and I was sat there for like 2 hours, and my back hurts so much. I think I must have slept funny on it as well, because I've never had like this much back pain in a day before. I have like some work that's coming out over the next couple of months, and I know I'm going to spend a good amount on that to go see a fucking chiropractor, because Jesus fucking Christ, my back is awful. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, I can definitely envision them doing it, but I can't think of a time where they have done it, you know? Yeah, it's not like, you know, pain, but like my back fucking aches today. It's not fun. Yeah, so I was out for a while yesterday as well. My fucking legs hurt. It's like wandering around a fancy clothes store yesterday in their clearance sale. I needed to buy myself a suit. I did buy one. I got like £400 worth of suit for about £100, which is pretty good. As in like the whole, you know, I didn't just buy a suit. I bought like a suit, a shirt, a pair of trousers, and a tie for about £100. Well, like, realistically, probably would have been about. I am not familiar with this at all. I think I'm thinking like I think something like Soul of Zendikar or Incarnation of Growth or whatever that card was called is probably the best sort of source of inspiration. Let's start with like a basic slam attack and go from there. It's got plus 16 to hit. So that's yes, that's pretty good. 10 feet, one target. Let's go 2d12 plus 8. It's probably actually really low amount of damage. 4d12, what is that? That's 13, 26, 30, 34 points of damage. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, 34 points of damage is it's pretty gnarly. So I'm thinking like it has like basic slam attacks and it has maybe a lot of like bonus action options or something. A lot of things it can do as a bonus. Yeah, that's cool. Like summoning a plant creature. There is a thing actually in the one of the things I plan to put in is a spell called Summon Plant, and having her be able to cast that, or this thing be able to cast that, should I say, would be a good idea. So I'll do that. Let's give it a bunch of bonus action abilities. I've gone to saying her when it's just like the name of the creature, but so bonus actions, summon plant. I think on a stat block that wouldn't make too much sense. But, when it casts summon plant in the spell way, the spell... The Gaia Titan uses this feature again. Recharge 5. So I'm thinking we give it like multiple recharge 5/6. That's a thing. Yeah, it should definitely have a lair. That's an idea actually. I hadn't considered that. It should definitely have a lair. Spellcasting, slam, spellcasting. Let's give it spells for starters. That's important. At will. Let's look at spells. What are we casting out here? Let's look at druid spells, because that's realistically what's going to happen. Let's look at second level druid spells that you can cast at will. It should definitely be able to cast druid craft at will, because it's druid. Spike growth. I think that would be down to flavor, but like I'm not against putting earthy abilities in there. Giving it erupting earth could be cool. Spike growth, erupting earth. Oh, I had an idea for a spell. What the fuck was it? Shit. Oh, Wither and Bloom. Wither and Bloom 5th level version. I really like Wither and Bloom. It's not even that good, but I really like it. I think Wither and Bloom is like a really cool spell. It's definitely my favorite of all of the Strixhaven spells, and by quite a bit. 2 per day each. Plant growth. Let's look at thirds, fourths, and fifths. Erupting earth, plant growth, speak with plant, speak with... I mean, it should just be able to do that anyway. Tidal wave, blight, control water, grasping vine. Oh, grasping vine is such a sad spell. I guess grasping vine could be an at-will spell too. Let's move erupting earth here and make it a 5th level version. And let's put... because grasping vine could situationally be useful here. It's not bad by any means. Oh god, my throat, fuck. Oh Christ. Yeah, Wither and Bloom isn't bad. Like, it's not a terrible spell at all. It's just not that fantastic. It's okay. But it is cool, and I do like it a lot. Erupting Earth, Polymorph, Stone Skin, Wall of Fire, Insect Plague, Maelstrom, yada yada yada. Transmute Rock, Tree Stride, Wall of Stone. That's a good one to have. So, once per day each, let's look at 6, 7, 8, 9. Druid Grove. No, it's It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I think generally the kinds of creatures that are going to need healing the most often are the kinds of creatures who are going to be within melee. Because otherwise you would just use something like, healing word to bring them up if that weren't the case. Wall of Thorns. Wall of Thorns and Storm of Vengeance. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'll just give it Wall of Thorns, honestly, because I'm reading Storm of Vengeance. It's really not as good as I thought it was. It's kind of shit. Oh, it should get Earthquake. Spike Growth, Wither and Bloom, Erupting Earth, Plant Growth, Wall of Stone, Earthquake, Wall of Thorns. I was going to give it Land Stride, wouldn't I? See, the bar speeds are too easily abused is the problem. Yeah. I'm envisioning it sort of like constituting itself as like a guardian of the forest. It'll like manifest itself or something like that. DC 19 dexterity saving throw. Hollow? As in... Oh, Hallow. Hallow. Being able to cast Hallow as an action is pretty gnarly. That is actually kind of cool. Yeah, I might stick Hallow in there. Oh. Oh, just fits. Hallow, yeah, being able to cast Hallow as an action is extremely powerful. I guess the main thing is it's a cleric spell, but the Gaia Titan has magic resistance. Does it need that second part of Land Streaks? I don't think it does. Yes, a Titan is generally, like, as a subtype, is generally like a demigod level creature. Generally, anyway. Yeah, I don't think the Gaia Titan needs the second part of Landstride because it already has magic resistance that are magically created or manipulated to impede. Yeah, it's against magic, so yeah, it doesn't need that part of Landstride. It's already got magic resistance. Neato. Oh. I'm curious as to whether this is like a suitable number of hit points. Okay, I'm actually curious as to how many, like, how suitable that is. This is a 22. It's 410 hit points. Yeah, this is actually like a suitable amount. That's pretty funny. S. The Kelpie's nearby. I can go grab the necessary text for this. Regains 30 hit points. Why didn't I just press this button? Whatever. I kind of like the idea that it is just a big, lumbering, like, terrifying force of nature. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it having transport via plants at will or something like that, but I think it's... I kind of prefer the flavor of it just being a big dude. A big dude that just so happens to be, like, crazy powerful. I also like this symmetry is 20d20 plus 200. That's so tidy. And it's like, I don't want to change those hit points no matter what. Um, I think I've sort of reached like the limit of spells I can give it before it starts to become annoying clutter. Because Create or Destroy Water is very in flavor, but like that's not a combat spell. What level is Summon? It's like a 4th, isn't it? I can't remember. I've been in the wrong tab. I can see what the fuck I was doing. Must choose Treant and the spell doesn't require concentration. Yeah, you can summon a Treant, a Blight, or a Myconid. Is it a 3rd? It's a 3rd. That's true. Yeah, I would be cool. But I do have I did put the blights in. The blights are all here and all the flavor. I need to rework the flavor text because it's from a Ravenloft book. But so it's talking about the Ravenloft stuff a lot. But like the Golthias tree is it's like a CR14 creature. Now the blights were made by a different vampire, made by Golthias of Nightfang Spire. If you know the spell Ashardalon's Stride, Golthias was a disciple of Ashardalon, I believe. Yeah, when he was killed, the stake that pierced his heart became the first Golthias tree, I think. That was one of the. I ended up making Golthias one of the Dark Lords in De Avenir's pocketbook to Ravenloft, in only the second weirdest domain in that book. It's still weird. And your domain is a tree that's. Oh yeah, you are right to do so. They are vampire plants created by, even accidentally by, a vampire. I feel like it needs another bonus action that isn't a recharge ability. I guess. I guess yeah. It doesn't want to use Summon Plant too much, otherwise. It's not just going to spam use Summon Plant. It's going to save Summon Plant for when the plant dies, and it can just summon another one. I might make it recharge 6 specifically, so it isn't just perpetually up. How much damage will the Treant actually do? It has 3 attacks and deals 2d6 plus 3 plus 3. Or 6 even. So 2d6 plus 9 bludgeoning damage 3 times. That's... I don't know. Maybe just like a thorn barrage. Let's try that. Let's make a DC 19 dexterity saving throw, taking... Am I making Tangling Vines a strength save and then this a dex save, so it's not just like free rogue nonsense. Saving throw, taking... 42 is 22. 48 maybe? What's 48? 48 is 18. That's a good start. Legendary actions. I always have to look this up. It annoys me that I always have to look this up. That's pretty interesting. Let me stop real quick. I just had an idea for an ability this thing should have. Things you that arouse the switch range and 30-foot radius around it. Permanently exudes the with the Wrath of Nature spell. Now, let's make it a 60-foot radius. So, Wrath of Nature has 4 effects. Any area of ground in the cube that is covered by grass or undergrowth is difficult terrain. At the start of your turn, each enemy within 10 feet of any tree in the area must make a dex save or take 46 slashing damage from whipping branches. At the end of each of your turns, one creature of your choice that's on the ground in the cube must make a strength save or be restrained until the spell ends. Which in this case it doesn't end. It's they have to use their action to get the fuck out. And you can also use a bonus action to fling a rock at someone and potentially knock them prone. So that's its way of dealing with flying dudes. Could also just have a rock. Or just like a like razor blast, ranged weapon. I don't want to have like the same, the classic like second level Aarakocra Artificer being able to take this thing on and from a far enough distance and just be fine. Razor blast plus 16 to hit, range 150 to 600 feet, just to be sure. So I'm thinking it just like blasts like a, just like bark and thorns into the sky. It could definitely throw boulders too, but that is one of the effects of Nature's Rage. As it can just like catapult boulders at people. Let's go 3d10 plus 8. That's 11? No. 16 for 24. Yeah. Yeah, it's going pretty good. So, welcome in. I'm currently working on one of the last monsters for Flower, the Book of All Plants. Spellcasting, Thorn Barrage. Compared to the music, or just in general? Because if the music is overpowering me, I can turn that down, but otherwise I can't turn the volume up any higher. The guy don't use spellcasting or Thorn Barrage. Right, let's start CR calcing this thing, because I have a feeling it's gonna be... Yeah, I can't turn the volume up any higher. It is maxed out right now. I say that my PC audio has been turned down slightly, but like if I turn it up, then it means that I will be quieter. So, right, right. Let's see. I'll calc this guy. See what we're working with here. So we're looking at a lot of damage, because like we can assume Wrath of Nature is going to be at least one proc of Wrath of Nature every single round. DC 19s, that's 14 plus 34 plus 34 plus... Let's assume it's going to use Erupting Earth. What kind of damage are we looking at for 5th level Erupting Earth? 5d12, which is 13, 26, 32. $263 damage per round, which is a lot. And it has DC 19 saving throw. 263 damage. That puts it at CR 27 offensively, which is very, very high. I'm going to pull down the damage just a little, and I think that should be okay. I think that will bring things into sort of an okay kind of bracket. I'm going to go 3d12 and 2d10. 3d12 is 13, 19, 27. 2d10 plus 8 is 19. Yeah. That should bring things down to a much more reasonable sort of level. I think that reduces the damage by, what is that? That's reduces damage by like 30 at least, and brings it down to like 230 damage. Yeah, much more reasonable. We'll stick with that. It does also have the summon plant, but so that is technically more damage, quite a lot more damage as well. Let's reduce the summon plant to 4th level, I think, because it having 2 attacks, I think is probably enough. There. I think that should be okay. Lair time, however. See, the problem I'm going to have is that the stat block doesn't take up quite a page, but I don't have art for this creature. Right, where is the lair of something? Lair. Gaia Titan's lair. You know what? I don't think this thing does have a lair, actually, because it just sort of comes into being. It doesn't exist in a given space at any given time. It just sort of is. And that also means that I can fit all of this, you know, I can fit a description of this creature in this box quite comfortably. I can fit like a, you know, a decent length. Maybe not quite as much as I'd like to write, but I can fit enough, you know, like it'll do. And I know what to call the Beholder guy as well. Nature's Witness. Right, let me look at all of the Beholderkin. Because I think one of the things with Beholderkin is most of them are really boring. Yes, Beholder is a subtype. This thing is also gargantuan. typically chaotic neutral. I might change that. I mean, what are the alignments of all the other beholders? Neutral evil, lawful evil, lawful evil, neutral evil, lawful evil, lawful evil. They're mostly, yeah. You know what? Yeah, we'll go lawful evil. The Death's Kiss is cool. Like, some of them are individually cool. There are good ones, but most of them are kind of hit or miss. I think it's mostly the Eye Drake, which is really just shit. Like, it's just really boring. It's literally just a beholder that look like, it's literally just a generic beholder stat block taped onto a thing that looks like a dragon, and it's like, who even cares? This thing is bland and shit. Right, so let's go. So strength, this thing is very strong. It's a 22 strength, we'll say. No, 24 strength. Let's go 7. Dexterity, it's actually pretty poor dexterity. We'll go like 8. Con, 26. Intelligence, probably less intelligent than your average beholder, probably that. Wiser than a beholder though, so probably 17, and probably about as charismatic. No, I'm thinking not charismatic, like at all. Saving throws, we'll go with the same save pattern as beholders, and I think we'll make them stronger than regular beholders too. Maybe comparable? Make them comparable. We'll go 13. That's something I'm curious about, actually. What is the general CR of gargantuan creatures? Because I would assume that they sort of have like a minimum CR, right? Like, because they're fucking massive. I do like the idea of a Hydra Beholder. It would just be a case of, okay, here's an idea. A Hydra Beholder, it's a Hydra, you cut off one of its eye stalks, it loses that eye stalk, but it generates 2 new heads, each of which have 2 unique eye abilities. So you have like a D20 table of eye ray abilities. Yeah, there's like 10 of them, or whatever. And each time you cut off a head, it gets that eye ray. You know, it loses the eye ray, but then you roll again and there's more of them. So you might like low roll super hard and end up, or the players might get really unlucky, and then it's like all of the Hydra heads or whatever have a disintegration ray or something. That I really like that. I'm gonna write that down. Write that down. Nature's Witness. Hang on, you could spell Hydra like that, which is incredibly stupid, but I think it's funny. Heyeydra. Right, so I'd say they speak Deep Speech, Druidic. perception, they have +5. Well, they have +5 proficiency, which means yeah, it's +13. Hydra, yeah, that's probably the name I'll use. Saving throws. Int +7, Wiz +8, Charisma +4. Now they need some kind of eye cone. I feel like it should come from its mouth. And the Death Tyrant just has a... No, okay. I like Sunbeam Cone, but I was thinking of... Because the Death Tyrant has a negative energy cone, I want an anti-life cone. In that it... anything that isn't... any non-plant in the area just takes necrotic damage if it can see its mouth. Yeah, that's cool too. Taking... how much damage is it? Like 40-10? and takes 40 necrotic damage. Start of each turn, the witness decides which way the cone faces and whether the cone is active. Any non-magical object other than the living plant object in the area that's not being worn or carried then takes 40 necrotic damage. So this thing looks at your house and destroys your fucking house. Not made from living plant matter in the area that's not being worn or carried then takes. Yeah, that's cool. And anti-life cone. That's funny. It's 3 tentacles. Let me look at the Kraken. That's cool. Has its body reduced to harmless vegetation. How many tentacles does this thing even have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Melee weapon attack. Let's just bump this thing to CR 15. Let's be real here. This thing is big and scary. Oh, that was the thing I was looking up. What is the? I was going to look up what the. Where's size in this thing? Gargantuan. Lowest CR gargantuan creature is a Brontosaurus, CR 5. And then it's the Rock, which is CR 11. The Neolithid, which is 13. Ancient Sea Serpent is 14. Purple Worm is 15. Okay, yeah, it's not like super restrictive. That's cool, yeah. I need to work out what the fuck its eye rays do. because they're not just going to be generic Beholder Eye. Like, obviously some of them can be, and that won't be a problem at all, but most of them won't be. It's not going to have spellcasting on it that much. Reach. Kraken has a reach of what? 30? This is probably a bit much. Let's go reach 20 feet. 7 plus 5, that's 12 to hit, yeah. 3d6, which is 10 plus 7 is 17 points of damage. Beholders are legendary, aren't they? Yes. Oh, maybe it's I imagine, yeah, I imagine a lot of them. That's probably true. How many eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. I can just say it has 10 eyes. Makes my life easier. Escape DC 7, 12. Escape DC. Yeah, it's reduced that down. That's 13. Let's say it's 19. Where does the Kraken get its escape DC from? They made it up. They just made it up. Yeah, they just made it up. Ugh. No. Yeah, I say its main action is using the tentacle and such. And maybe Yeah, this thing is going to be a wide boy. How does it look in the monster manual? I'm curious. And how does the eye drake do it? Yeah, the eye drake does it this way because it generally looks a lot better. So I'm going to do it that way as well. Right. So the beholder has a charm ray, a paralyzing ray, a fear ray, a slowing ray, an innovation ray, a telekinetic ray, a sleep ray, a petrification ray, a disintegration ray, and a death ray. I'm going to use the petrification ray. I can also go and look, because I have a book that I worked on with many people recently, over the last few months, called Dritz's Travelogue of Everything, Volume 2. Joe, who is has edited a lot of my stuff. He's written some stuff for me as well. He did some stuff on that book, and he made a Beholder Wizard. So I'm gonna go see if he made up some new ones. That could be interesting. Banishing, dazing, shrink ray. Shrink ray is cool. I like that. Elemental ray. That's a good one. I might have an elemental ray. Let's start with elemental ray. Target must succeed on a DC. A restraining ray is cool, or just like a blooming ray. A withering ray, that's cool. 8d8, no kind of 4, yeah. Eight at 4.5 is 2 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Three. See, I don't think we can do that specifically because it would just be useless against most PCs. Elemental ray, what was it? Sun ray is cool. The blooming ray I think is neat. Withering ray is neat because that can just be, I mean that can just be innovation. Like we can just copy that wholesale. Innovation ray. have a slowing ray and a fear ray. Why not? Otherwise, I'm going to be here forever coming up with new ideas when it's like copying some of them is fine. It's just we can't, only do that because that would be lame. To blooming ray. The witness. Which replicates the effects of the entangle spell. And a 20-foot radius centered around the target. Ow. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Creature that fails its saving throw. Gains 1 level of exhaustion, which lasts, yeah. So change Withering Ray to just be slightly different to Innovation Ray. Wretched Ray. Might make this like number 7 or something. Let's go 48 poison damage. Or must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. Let me look at Stinking Cloud. Creature poisoned in this way. Retching and reeling. Wretched Ray. Radiant Ray. blinded until the end of its next turn. I guess the main thing with that is that the thing has to pick its target before it rolls. So yeah, I don't think that would work. So yeah, send it around the target. Right, so Petrification Ray is number 8. That's going to be ostensibly the same. However, I will also make it. Where's the Woodwode? When petrified in this way, a creature's weight doesn't increase, it doesn't gain resistance to fire damage, and it doesn't gain immunity to poison. DC 16. That's interesting, yeah. It could feasibly be one that does that. Um... Just stop at 8, to be honest. I know it has more than 8 eyes, but I feel like cramming 2 more, like, I feel like there's a lot of interesting ones here, like Blooming Ray is cool, Withering Ray is cool, Wretched Ray, like, these are all, like, it has a few Beholder mainstays, like these two, and the Petrification Ray with a different bit of added flavor, but yeah, I think this works fairly well. My thought is a beholder that dreams of because it's evil, is that it dreams about being oh, it dreams about being destroyed by basically everything that's alive. So it becomes and it seeks solitude in nature, and then it dreams up a being that literally destroys everything that isn't a part of the natural world, because in a natural world with no living things in it, it will survive. Like nothing could kill it if nothing can kill it if nothing else that isn't just like a plant is alive. And I think that's kind of fun. And also the fact that it's massive as well. Alright, let me see. I need to give this thing hit points and then CR test it. Oh, probably in the opposite order, frankly. So damage-wise, we're looking at 22. It's like 89 damage per round. Save DC is 16 still. Oh, right. It's like probably like 145. It's like, yeah, it's like CR 19. It's not 26. It's escape DC 16. 17 plus 17 plus 17 plus. I think it's probably CR 16, let's be real. It's 15,000 experience. Oh. So CR 16 creature needs like 200 hit points. This thing is gargantuan and has... $13d20. $13 times 8. I'm not going to do that math. I'm not going to bother. 104. For a total of 240 hit points. That, I think, is very cool. I do have a very limited amount of space to write about this thing, though, which is frustrating. Because I need to put the art in here, too, so... I guess it could have a whole page to itself. It could have like a page spread, and then the page with the nature. That could work. Yeah, that could work. That's like fairly reasonable. Yeah, sure. Is this an even numbered page? Can't tell. I think it's odd. So odd, even odd, even odd. Yeah, it's an odd numbered page, so it would go. So we can sort of pull this down and get like a decent little description in. I think that works out well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I will consider the little evil Myconid dudes another time, but honestly, This is already bigger than Gollum. Adding another like 3 or 4 pages to this book, I think is not really needed. We have a lot of content in here. There is a lot going on in this book. I'm very happy with what we've got. There's a lot of monsters I'm like super proud of in here. They're very cool. But yeah. The player options will be going in. I just have like another spell I want to put in for the most part. I may consider some other bits and pieces here and there, but for the most part, it'll just be another spell that goes in. But yeah. I hope folks have enjoyed themselves. I'll be back on Friday with something, probably. I don't know what. We might go straight ahead and start working on the next book. Don't know. Haven't decided yet. We'll work that out when we get there. Hope folks have enjoyed themselves. But yeah, I will be back in the foreseeable future, hopefully on Friday. I'm busy tomorrow and Thursday to such a degree where I'm out all day Wednesday, and I'm busy enough on Thursday where I wouldn't want to stream. But yeah, I'll say, hope folks enjoyed themselves. I'll hopefully see people Friday. So yeah.